Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down one of the world's most comprehensive and generous scholarship programs, the Turkiye Bursları. I mean, if you've ever dreamed of studying abroad without the huge price tag, you are in exactly the right place.
So, here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with the basics, what this scholarship even is. Then we'll get into the amazing benefits and who's eligible. After that, I'll walk you through the 5-step application guide, and then we'll talk about that nerve-wracking part. What happens after you hit that submit button?
All right, first things first. What is this Turkiye Bursları Scholarship, and why does it get so much attention, like every single year? Let's dive in.
Well, to put it simply, it's a really competitive scholarship that's funded directly by the Turkish government. The whole idea is to bring the brightest minds from all over the globe to study in some of Turkey's best universities. And the best part? It's completely on the house.
Okay, now for the part everyone is waiting for. You hear the term fully funded all the time, right? But what does that really mean in this case? Let's break it down, because it's a lot more than you might think.
And wow, when they say comprehensive, they are not kidding. We're talking about the entire package. Your tuition is completely paid for, you get a monthly stipend to live on, your housing is covered, you've got health insurance, a 1-year Turkish language course, which is awesome by the way, and even your flight ticket to get there and back. They've literally thought of everything.
Oh, and get this, it gets even better. There's no application fee, 0. And for most of the programs, you don't even need to have an IELTS or TOEFL score to apply. I mean, think about it. That's a huge deal. It just opens the door for so many more talented people who might have been held back by those hurdles.
So, let's dig into that monthly stipend for a second. It's actually tiered, which is pretty smart. If you're coming in for your bachelor's degree, you're looking at 3,500 Turkish lira a month to cover your day-to-day stuff. Then, if you're doing a master's, that number bumps up to 5,000 lira, which gives you a bit more breathing room for research materials and, just living.
And for all you PhD candidates out there, the stipend is even higher, 6,500 lira. And that really acknowledges the intense full-time commitment that comes with doctoral research. Pretty great, right?
Okay, so the benefits are, frankly, incredible. But the million-dollar question is, are you eligible? Let's figure that out right now.
All right, so there are basically 3 main things to look at here: your age and your grades. If you're aiming for a bachelor's, you've got to be under 21 and have at least a 70% academic average. For a master's, the age limit goes up to 30 and you'll need a 75% average. Same academic requirement for a PhD, but you can be up to 35. And just a heads up, if you're going into health sciences, you'll need to be a top student with a 90% minimum. So the bar is definitely high for that one.
And this next part is super important. It's a deal breaker, really. This scholarship is only for international students. So if you're a Turkish citizen, or even if you used to be a Turkish citizen, this particular program isn't for you. So, are you checking off those boxes? Feeling good about your eligibility? Awesome. Let's roll up our sleeves and get into the nitty-gritty, the 5 steps to putting together an application that really stands out. So it's a pretty straightforward 5-step process. We've already tackled step 1, which is checking if you're eligible. So now let's focus on getting your documents ready and then actually filling out that online application.
Okay, step 2, document gathering time. Think of this as your application toolkit. You're going to need a valid passport or national ID, a recent photo, make sure it's a good one, all your academic transcripts and certificates, the official stuff. And then you'll need your letters of recommendation and, of course, that all-important letter of intent.
Okay, listen up, because this is a pro tip. The next few things aren't required, but trust me, this is how you can separate yourself from the pack. If you have things like GRE or SAT scores, certificates from volunteering, or any social activities you've been involved in, include them. It shows them you're more than just a GPA. It paints a much fuller picture of who you are. All right, here's a really important strategy for when you're actually in the application portal. You get to pick up to 12 universities, which is amazing. But don't just throw them in there randomly. Your first choice is the one that gets the most weight. So you really have to think hard and put your absolute dream school at number 1.
Okay, I really want you to focus on this next part because it is absolutely critical. Your letter of intent is not just another document to upload, it is your voice. It's your chance to tell your story to the selection committee. This is where you connect the dots between what you've done, what you want to do, and why Turkey is the one place on earth you need to be to make it happen.
All right, you're at the finish line. Your finger is hovering over that submit button. Stop. This is maybe the most important step of all.
A tiny typo in your passport number, a mistake in your email, these little things can actually get your whole application thrown out. I'm not kidding. So please check it, then check it again. And if you can, have a friend or a family member look it over one last time. It's that important.
All right, you did it. You hit submit. Take a deep breath.
Congratulations. But you know, the journey's not quite over. So what happens now?
The whole process from here is pretty structured. So applications usually close around February 20th. Then from March through May, that's when the evaluation committee is hard at work reviewing everything. If you make the shortlist, you can expect an interview sometime in June or July. And then the big announcement of the results comes in early August.
So if you get that amazing email inviting you for an interview, that's a huge step forward, especially for master's and PhD applicants. The big question then becomes, what are they going to ask?
Don't worry, I've got some tips for you. First off, you have to know your own application form like the back of your hand. They will ask you about it. And be ready for that classic question, why Turkey? You need a good personal answer for that. Talk confidently about your academic dreams and your plans for the future. And for my PhD folks, be ready to defend your research topic. But honestly, the most important thing is to just stay calm and be yourself. Your accent is fine, just let your passion shine through.
And that's a wrap on our explainer. So as we finish up, I want to leave you with one final thought. This isn't just a scholarship, it's a launch pad. It's a life-changing, fully funded opportunity. The real question is, if you get it, what are you going to do with it? How will you use this incredible gift to shape your future and maybe even the future of your entire field?